This is the exact email that I sent to book a $12 billion company for my client. They did $12 billion on a little change last year in revenue. And this is what I said to reach out to them to get them interested in having a meeting with us. For a little bit of context, my name is Arcia. I left the corporate rat race last year, and I now run a company that specializes in helping businesses with B2B enterprise cold email. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context on the company without giving away who the company is because I value all of my clients' privacy. But basically, this client helps train AI models. So what they do is they are helping different AIs learn how to be more accurate. So they have to train the model to do it. If you wonder why there's a difference between ChatGPT 4 and 5 and 3, it's because there's a lot of different testing that goes into making sure that the model is performing better and giving more accurate answers. The same thing happens across industries, everything from helping Teslas identify whether someone's a traffic cone or a dog, as well as in the automotive space, as well as in logistics and all these other sectors. So this company helps businesses do that better. Now, this company, in order to get in front of them, we needed to pick one of three angles. And this is true with your copywriting for any industry. You need to pick an angle that either tells them how they're going to make more money, how they're going to save more money, or how they're going to save time. And I listed that in order of how you should position your offer. Now, before you launch any campaign and before we get to the actual copy and sending of the message, you always need to set up your campaign right, which means that you need to have your deliverability nailed, you need to have the right infrastructure for sending, and you need to have a list built with your ideal clientele on that list. If you're going to send the best copy in the world, but it's to the wrong people, it will never work. And if you don't have the deliverability set up, then it's never going to land in the inbox anyway. So assuming you have all that together, I'm then going to show you this email and exactly the text that I use, and I'll explain why it worked and why I said what I said. So going line by line. First line, name, good afternoon. And so what I did is I had something called conditional logic that would basically identify what time of day it was. There's a couple of reasons why I picked this opener. When you're doing a mass email campaign and you're sending thousands of emails a day, you need to do something called spin tax, which basically means that you are differentiating the email a little bit in every single one of the sends. The reason being that the ESP, the email service provider, is going to see if you're sending the exact same message over and over again. It's going to assume that you're spam. So a couple things that we do that changes every single time we send an email. Number one is the name. And number two, depending on the time of day, we say good afternoon or good morning or good evening. Now, depending on whether you're using Instantly or Smart Lead or Email Bison, they're going to have different rules about how to set this up, but they can all set it up. So first of all, name, good afternoon. Also, this is a little bit formal. It's not, hello, how are you blank, which sounds a little bit informal. Now, notice how also it's pretty casual. It's not informal, but it's not as formal as, hello, name, how are you this afternoon, right? We want to keep it a little bit more colloquial. Second line, our head of AI or machine learning modeling is offering a complimentary audit of any of your AI models. The reason I said this first is because you need to lead with value. Why are you emailing me? If they don't recognize you, then tell them exactly why you're emailing them right out the gates. Just give them the value straight up. Most people would start and say, oh, I apologize for the cold email, or, oh, I just had a quick question for you, or, oh, is AI modeling a big concern for you today? This isn't how people say things in real life. You need to be able to say this in a conversation and make it sound like something you would actually say. That's the litmus test that you need to use, okay? So that's what you send here. I just told them exactly what my offer is right out the gates. Then I said, helped an enterprise cut their AI model dev spend by over 70% by spotting some major issues. Now, a couple things here. This is now the value add to them, right? The expected result, what we are kind of anchoring them to. Now, notice I didn't say we helped. I said helped an enterprise cut their AI model dev spend. It's, again, that colloquialism, right? What would you say if you were talking to them over the phone or over coffee? Keep it casual. This also just gives you less words. And so then I go and I said a couple things that are key here. I said helped an enterprise, not just a business, an enterprise, cut their AI model dev spend by over 70%, right? Not development spend, dev spend. That's how you talk about it. People are talking about it quickly in meetings. They just call it dev spend. I'm using language that they use. And then by over 70% is a massive, massive cost savings. If you can promise to cut spend on anything by 70%, if you're spending $1,000 on something and I tell you that I can make it so that you're only spending $300, that's a massive win for you. And at the scale that these companies are operating at, when you're training AI models, there are hundreds of thousands of dollars being poured into it. If you have $100,000 in spend, and I'm telling you that I can cut $700,000, that's a massive savings, okay? So just to give you a sense of, I picked a really valuable use case for them. And then I gave them a little bit of a mechanism here. Honestly, this is, if there was one thing that I could maybe improve on this email, I'd say, some kind of unique mechanism, but this was good enough. Obviously, it still worked, but I might say something by using our, proprietary modeling services, right? Something like that they can just quickly grasp. The worst thing you can do, and the reason I opted for this, is say something that they just don't have any idea what it is, right? If you said something like, by using our LiDAR detection and computer vision analytics, it's like they don't have no idea what that is. They can't conceptualize it. Doesn't make any sense. They don't want it. It's just another new thing that they're not trying to keep track of. So we spotted some major issues. We cut their dev spend. That's all you need to know. Then, who's the right person to connect with? And I love this one because a lot of times when you go to these companies, especially for the offer that we're targeting, there's a lot of different people that you need to be talking to. You don't necessarily know who owns this part of it, right? It'd be great if every company just had an a chief AI officer or a head of machine learning, but they don't. This falls under the CTO. This falls under the head of engineering. This falls under whoever. And so when you're building this list, you're going to undoubtedly be getting some people that are in the right titles, but aren't necessarily overseeing this. Or maybe there's another VP of engineering that handles this kind of thing. This is great because it at least prompts them. If they know that they need help with this, it'll prompt them to just send you to the right person. Then, very, very simple. Name, a little bit of credentialing, the company, so they kind of know who it's coming from. And this is the moneymaker, right? P.S. We handle ML, machine learning, or AI training for companies like, and then I listed 3 major enterprises. Again, I'm not going to tell you, but they are massive companies that gave a lot of credibility. The type of companies that you look at and you go, oh, okay, everybody knows who they are globally. This is a massive social proof lever for us. Because what we're doing here is we're just signaling authority. So again, from the top, we said, hey, good afternoon, casual. We tell them exactly what our offer is. We're offering a complimentary audit. And then we start credentialing ourselves why you should care about this. Why does it matter? Why do we matter, right? It matters because we'll cut 70% of your AI model dev spend. It matters because we do this type of work for these 3 major enterprises. It matters because we will do a complimentary audit for free, right? It's low cost, it's high impact, and we have obviously know what we're doing because we've done it for other companies before. So this is the email. I would say that you can copy the script, but realistically, you just need to use the thinking behind the script in order to find the right message for your offer, okay? Best of luck here. If you want me to do this for you, if you are interested in getting more billion-dollar companies or million-dollar companies for your enterprise, then go ahead and book a call with me below. We'll go ahead and scope your offer and we'll figure out the best way to get those people in your inbox so that you are booking meetings with your true ideal clients. There's a link in the description. Book a call with me there.